Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing good today. I received a strike for FECORE Striking Back Bigfoot Edition Part 1. Message to YouTube. I think I removed the part that I got was flagged for bullying. I wish you would give us a timestamp so we know what we're doing wrong and we can correct our ways. But I think I correct it and revise this video. Quick message to my subs out there. I want to say thank you for your support. You all rock. I also want to bring up a subject here. There seems to be a couple people that like to come to my channel and point out that they think so-and-so's a tranny. Anybody that does that in the future, I'm going to remove your comments. I made some mistakes in the past when I made videos calling so-and-so a tranny, and it was wrong. Because all they're doing is they're turning around and using it against us to bail themselves out. In fact, I think they come here with sock accounts and make these comments on my channels like mine. So from now on, if I see a comment, I'm just going to remove it. And if you keep saying it over and over again, I'm going to block you. Okay, if I get another strike, I won't be able to upload on this channel. So you guys will have to figure out how to find me. It's easy. Have a good day. Enjoy the video. Part 1. Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing good today. This video will contain copyright material being used underneath Fair Use Act for educational purposes. Let's get started. You know, for yous that keep commenting down in my comment section saying you don't like my opening, that's why I do it. Most of you that complain about it are potato head bootlickers, and I don't really care what you think. Anyways, Karen B was on Patricia's show number 206 the other day, doing damage control for FECORE. Here's Patricia's first question to her. What is FECORE? You know what gets me? She's done several shows asking everybody who's a member of FECORE, what is FECORE? How many times you got to repeat the same question over and over and over? Everybody knows what FECORE is. It's an institution trying to make money. Money off of fools stupid enough to donate to it. So, let's listen to Karen B's answer.
I didn't know a lot about it either. And like many other people, I thought it was Flat Earth Core, FECORE, but it's not. Can you tell us a little bit about FECORE, what it is, and your role in it, Karen?
Well, FECORE, it's Field Engineers Core Group, and it's just a group of people who want to challenge and mainstream science, because we know what they're telling us things that aren't true, and so we can't rely on them to tell us the truth. So we formed a group so that we could find out the truth for ourselves and perform experiments to sort of, you know, say, hey, look, we did these experiments with this high-tech gear and we got these results, which are not, you know, we expect them to not be congruent with the globe model or the heliocentric model. Well, why don't you tell us why, you know?
Hey, we got this fancy gear, so we're legit now, even though we're a bunch of YouTube users without any engineer degrees or PhDs or anything else. And look at the smirk on her face. And you're going to notice after every question she laughs, she giggles, and she smirks because she knows she's full of shit and lying her ass off. Let's watch it.
Basically, is what we're trying to do.
But many people have...
You see that? All right, let's move on to the next. Patricia asks her about FECORE experiments and how are they different than, say, the average YouTube user.
People have said that, well, yeah, a lot of people go out and do experiments, but why is this different? Why does this have this name, FECORE? Why is it some kind of official group? And why does it cost money to get them to go out and do these experiments when, you know, Joe Blow or Jane Doe is doing these experiments and at their home for free?
Because it's not the same experiments that you can do at home. It's serious high-tech equipment.
Serious.
It's, you know, things are being fabricated, custom lasers are being built. It's serious business, and it's not cheap to do.
There's that. Yeah, a lot of lies have been fabricated. So let's move on to the next one, shall we? I can't believe you all at FECORE need to take advice from Flat Earth Reset. You all need to get a media and public relations officer and stay off YouTube, because you're making yourselves look bad. You're another Tim Osmond, making my job easy. or wait, is it Tim Osmond? Is it Jacob Vigil, Mark Sargent, Mark Mars, whatever the hell his name is? All right, let's keep on going here. So things are different because they got fancy equipment. That's it. And that's supposedly the corrupt scientific community that's funded by the corrupt government is going to take these people seriously. Do you see their logic, how asinine it is? So let's keep on going here. Well, you know, the lake isn't frozen yet, and they staged this whole production because of my video pointing out that they chose a lake that rarely freezes. And then I had Bob telling me, oh, I'm an idiot, I'm a moron, and all this other shit. Well, you don't choose a lake that rarely freezes when you need a frozen lake to do your experiment. So let's listen to Karen B here when she gets asked by Patricia, and you could see the look in her face. You could see the look in her face, or both of their faces. They didn't want to have to be the ones doing this.
Well, I do know that in Hungary, there's a lake there, and the lake was supposed to be the scene of the very first FECORE experiment. And that's a freshwater lake. And the lake hasn't, at this time of the year, frozen yet, Lake Balaton.
Right.
What's the word on that experiment? I know you've got a video on your channel about it, and others have videos as well. What's the word on the experiment in Hungary? Is it going to go on this season, this winter, or is that going to be tabled due to the lack of freezing? It's funny because in Houston right now, where I live, it's quite cold, and there's a hard freeze warning here tonight. So very unusual weather. It's never that there's snow outside on my yard. Very unusual for Houston, Texas. But that lake does often freeze, but not this year.
It does, but it doesn't freeze over every year. And they planned for it. I mean, they had a plan A, plan B, plan C.
It does, but it doesn't freeze over every year. Exactly what I said. And I got called a liar by everybody in FECORE, and geez, even Antonio Subrats posted some ridiculous shit saying I lied. The lie was, Antonio, that they said the lake freezes every year. That's the lie. The lie isn't what you claim it is, that I'm saying it ain't frozen right now. I know it ain't frozen because it's a rare event. So let's keep on listening here, because they have to change the experiment around now, just like I predicted.
So the laser experiment is moving forward on Lake Balaton, and the lake isn't going to be frozen, most likely. And it's still going to happen. It just won't be on a frozen lake.
So what would be the benefits of doing it on a frozen lake? Because you could walk on the lake?
Right. They had planned to walk the laser up the lake, and they were going to have different teams on the frozen lake and take measurements at different intervals on the lake. But what we're doing now is we're going to just do it along the shoreline. So it'll just, instead of walking it up the lake, it'll just go along the shoreline at different angles until it gets as far out as we can possibly get.
A little harder because you have to make sure that the laser and cameras are all at the same height, where the frozen lake would.
So there you go. It's just like Jaren's lasers experiments. It's going to be a failure. It's going to be inconclusive. They're going to have to deal with a refraction now and deal with on the side of a lake like Jaren's canal experiment. This isn't high-tech experiment with highly intelligent people. This is laughable. I mean, freaking just laughable. Wow. I think there's a little bit more here.
Allow that to happen instantly because water's always level.
Right, right.
But where there's a will, there's a way, I guess.
Yeah, it'll still be done. The distances that we're trying to do, it doesn't matter if the laser beam is level over the lake or not, because it's such a long distance that it just shouldn't be hitting the target at all. So if we can just get it to hit the target, that right there is going to raise some major questions.
Oh, why? Because you have a high-tech laser run by a bunch of buffoons? You guys just proved my point from one of my previous videos. This laser shit is over-engineered. You don't need a laser to prove the earth is flat. You could take a freaking high-powered light on one end of the lake, have somebody else stand on the other end of the lake with the P900 and prove the same freaking thing. You don't need a .org to do that. So this experiment's been reduced to fuckery. Just like Jaren's last experiment. So, let's keep going here. Oh, I want to show you something here. I'm going to prove the lake rarely freezes. Go to YouTube and type in frozen lake Balaton. Look at this here. A year ago. All these year ago, 11 months, 10 months ago. It was all when the lake froze over in January. All these are when the lake froze over in January. Now, like I said, the lake is big. It's over 50 miles long. It has two different weather patterns on each end of the lake. One weather pattern's colder than the other. So it's a rare event for this entire lake to freeze over. They had it back in 7 years ago, 2010. Almost a decade, not quite ago. But I don't think it was the whole lake frozen over again. But here we go. 11 months ago, a year ago, 11 months ago, 11 months ago, a year ago, 10 years ago, a decade ago. It froze. All right. There you go. A year ago. 10 years ago, I already covered that one. Now let me show you something here. One of these guys here did some drone flying. And I noticed in one of the comments here. Let me find them. Let's back up. All right, here's the guy right here. Let's check this guy out. He lives by Lake Balaton. He did some drone footage that a lot of you have seen at Lake Balaton when it froze in 2016. It's right here. Let's check this video out. Let me show you something, a comment here down below. This one gentleman asked, hey, great shoots. Do you think there is any possibility the lake will still be frozen in February? Most likely for ice skating. The guy who lives there, and he's got no tie to flat earth. Ball earther, he's a ball earther, I believe. Who knows? But here's his reply. I don't think so. It's quite unique to have it frozen. Quite unique. So let's go back to all these YouTube videos. A year ago, 11 months, you know, on down the line. Here you go. This is page 2. Look at that. Look at that. Do you see any from 2016, 2015, 2014, 2013? No. There you go. 7 years ago. And again, small pockets, coves with shallow coves tend to freeze over, not the entire lake. So here you go. 7 years ago again. Nothing in between. And then you stop having videos about frozen Lake Balaton. Let me tell you something. If this lake actually froze everywhere every year to where you could cross on it, they would turn this into a yearly event called, what do they call it? Oh, I forgot. It was Lake Balaton something crossing or whatever. They would have it a yearly event, and you would have YouTube videos. But you only got it from 2017. So there you go. I just proved. The lake doesn't freeze over. It's a rare event. Now they have to cancel the whole experiment. So let's move on here. Oh, pay attention to this. I won't even cue it up for you.
I hear you're back, Karen.
Yeah. I was just looking in the chat. Yeah, that's right, Bob. I forgot to mention that. That's why they were trying to do it over the frozen lake, to reduce the amount of refraction over the lake.
Aha, that makes sense. So there will be more refraction on a non-frozen lake then.
Right.
All right.
So, there you go. You could see right there. This whole thing was produced and scripted. They said, hey, did you see that video Flat Earth did? Or Flat Earth Reset did? We need to do some damage control on that. We need to get Karen B on Potato Head's show. And we'll get Bob in the chat room and make sure she nails all of her talking points. Well, she missed a talking point. So Bob was there to make sure she doesn't. Bob and Jaron, you're freaking cowards. Cowards for not doing this on your own show last Sunday, the one you canceled. Stick around for part 2 of FECORE Striking Back, Bigfoot edition. Until next time, see you then, folks.